hello, beloved souls. It's Twin Flame Tuesday. So we have a beautiful new moon in Virgo coming up this week. And we're also shifting from Leo energy into Virgo energy, right? So we're shifting from fire to earth. Things are coming, things are getting grounded. It's like the dust is settling, which is kind of like what we had going on last week, right? We were between the full moon and the new moon. Really just giving things a time to settle down, to shift, to get grounded. Um, there's huge love and heart chakra energies that are really, really potent at this time. Really big energy of just like healing our heart, cracking open our heart, unfreezing the frozen and stagnant energy that is around our heart, healing a lot of grief energy. And grief isn't always about someone that has crossed over, right? Sometimes grief can be us losing parts of ourselves and not really understanding or not really being ready to let go, right, of the story that we've always known or the story that we've always told ourselves. And so we have a lot of that healing going on, and a lot of ancestral grief is being cleared out at this time. Virgo is traditionally known as the hermit in tarot, and that's about going within, taking some time to yourself, and getting clear with your own thoughts, clear with your higher self, and realizing that the light that we seek in the midst of all this darkness is actually within us. And so, because we're shifting paradigms, because we're shifting to new timelines, really curious to see what this new moon in Virgo is bringing to the Twin Flame Collective. A lot of Twin Flames are releasing the labels of the Twin Flame Collective and choosing to opt into another timeline, right? They're releasing the journey of Twin Flames. They're no longer looking for this divine counterpart that is going to be triggering them and forcing them to heal on these different levels. And not so much because they don't want to do the work, but because they've opted into doing so much work on themselves that they really don't need it in a divine counterpart. What they're looking for now in a divine counterpart is someone who's also beautiful butterfly just flying by, a beautiful counterpart that's also consciously focusing and doing really deep inner work. Like, I'm doing my thing over here, you're doing your thing over here. We come to together. It's kind of like the two of cups in tarot, right? We come together, both of our cups full. We're pouring into one another, right? It's not this energy of triggering and healing and clearing maternal wounds or paternal wounds and ancestral karma. No, it's literally like I'm standing here, standing in my light. I'm on mission, and you're standing there, standing in your light, and you're on mission. And then we're finding things that we can do together, and we don't need a label to tell us that we're divine union. We don't need a label to put us on this beautiful spiritual path, right? So, not only is there a dissolvement of karmic situations coming on, but there's also a dissolvement of a lot of these twin flames. Like a lot of twin flames, because we have free will, are opting out of that timeline and moving on to something else, right? And there's a huge shift within the collective. And a lot of that is let me love on myself, let me release the labels, let me move forward to something pure, something more divine, right? So there's a lot of shifts going on within the twin flame collective. And again, there's nothing wrong if you want to stay on twin flame path or not, right? We're all at different levels of our spiritual growth and involvement and ascension, right? It's just a realization that, hey, this might be my person, but it doesn't mean that this is something that I want to continue to keep dealing with in this lifetime, right? Twin flame is eternal, so you can never truly be apart. You can do your lessons here, and they can do their lessons here, and you guys can do that separately and come into union with someone else from your soul tribe that may be more of an energetic match for where you're at as you opt into taking ownership and accountability for your own growth, your own ascension, your own development. Okay. So, it's new moon in Virgo, right? Virgo can be really deep. It's also Virgo the Virgin, right? So it's a lot of innocence there. It's a lot of grounding energy there. Um, I love the Virgos because they're a little spicy, you know, they like to talk in riddles, they love puzzles, they're really good at problem solving, right? And critical thinking. And the shadow side of that is that they can be a little judgmental and self-critical, and mainly within themselves, more so than even their environment. They're just like they're they're their own worst critic, right? So you just want to be really careful right now that if things are coming up to trigger you or that are pushing your buttons, that you're looking at it for what it is, right? Like, why am I so triggered? Why am I so bothered? Why is this thing getting under my skin, right? is this person projecting something onto me, or are they reflecting back something to me, right? Because those are always big lessons for us to have, especially now in this collective. So we're going to pull, as always, from the Romance Angels to see what's tapping in with the Twin Flame Collective energy. And then we're going to pull a message from the Gateway Oracle and as well from Gaia, because we have a big, beautiful new moon in Virgo going on. And we have this beautiful energy where we can be manifesting, right? So what are we manifesting? What are we holding in our inner vision, right? What do you want divine union to look like, right? What is the energy that you're emanating to come back to you from your divine counterpart, right? Are you showing up in this world as a divine counterpart, as a divine love that you want to be, right? Are you showing up fully in love, fully aware, um, actively healing, being accountable, giving people the space to be heard, giving people the space to be seen, holding space for your own healing and growth, right? Being a good friend, being a good partner. Like, how are you showing up in this world? Okay. So thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here with me in the Twin Flame Collective. Big heart chakra activations. Any green or pink crystals will really help at this time. I wear green aventurine every single day because the work seems to never end. The work seems to never end. But that'll help some of you guys as well. Anyway, thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here with me in the Twin Flame Collective. What I need to know, what I need to see is we have this new moon in Virgo. Yeah. I love that. First card out is wedding, right? So some of you are just ascending to a higher level of commitment, right? Within your dynamic. For some of you, this is that you are now, you've met your divine counterpart, right? And maybe you guys have decided like, hey, we're going to make this a thing, right? We started really dating. For others of you, maybe you've already been dating and you've decided you want to take it to another level, right? You want to, you hear the dogs? Dogs are a symbol of loyalty, right? So understanding, like, again, this is your person. It's so funny. I love that this energy came. I love that the dog started barking during this time because twin flames, especially the divine feminines, often in this situation, once you know that you're like a twin, once you know that you have like a divine counterpart out there, especially if you've like met them, even if you're not together in the 3D realm, there's still this sense of like loyalty and commitment. And I know many on the twin flame journey who won't even really date or entertain other energies while they're going through this process, even if they're not with their person, even knowing that they have a lot of work to do and knowing that their divine counterpart has a lot of work to do because they feel already energetically married to this person, right? Already energetically like in union with this person. It's like we're married on the 5D. And so I feel it's almost like I know that I'm married to you in the 5D, so I'm not going to do anything else in the 3D to kind of like feel unloyal, right? To disloyal. So I love the fact that the energy came out because that's where a lot of people are on their journey, right? It's like, I'm going to do this work and working on myself because I know that's my person. And even though they're not ready, which means that I'm not ready because we're always mirroring back to one another, right? I'm holding space for them so that when we are ready, right, there's no conflict. So I love the fact that this energy came up. But for those of you that might just be like kind of seeing each other, maybe you're deciding to move in together. Maybe you are getting engaged. And for those of you that are engaged, you know, congratulations on your wedding. Like, I'm excited to do it. I officiate in case you need a person to do that. But this is a beautiful sign that things are getting deeper, right? We're really moving within the collective away from the shallow, empty relationships. We're really moving away from partnerships that are only based on money or sex or what we've been told from other people in the collective, right? We're moving into this level of loyalty and love and commitment within ourselves, in and of our own energies, right? And therefore lining up and being in alignment with that energy with another person. It's really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. And again, Virgo the Virgin is very innocent, pure, like energy, right? So it's like, it's almost like you're saving yourself for that person, right? I feel that a lot. What else do the divine, I'm sorry, what else do the twin flames need to know, my beautiful angels and guides? Anything else from this? Okay. Make the effort. Make the effort. Get great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, right? And sometimes those steps are just being with your own energies, right? Virgo, again, it's a hermit energy. Sometimes you got to pull yourself back and be one with yourself, check yourself, get yourself into alignment, do your own healing, do your own growing, do your own involvement so that you can move forward, right? And take the steps that you're guided to take, right? You get a hint that like, hey, maybe you should give this person a shot, or maybe you should shoot your shot and give them your phone number, or you're being guided to. I know I've been guided to kind of put myself out there recently. They're like, put yourself out there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be on like Cupid.com or anything like that, but I'm not shutting myself off to the opportunities of love either, right? So if I happen to go out and meet someone, then I'm not gonna just be like, hell no. You know what I mean? Like I have to open my heart chakra. And so I feel like there's a lot of people here. You're being guided to just open your heart, make the effort, communicate, right? I love here that she's kind of got her eyes on him and he's looking up in the distance. And here she's looking up in the distance and he's calling to her, right? So again, it's this mirroring energy, right? Like you're both kind of innocent, you're both kind of nervous, you both kind of want this thing, and you're both being told, like, put your big girl and big boy panties on, open your mouth, and put yourself out there. It's time to be vulnerable. It's time to be authentic. It's time to show up in your truth. And when you show up in your truth and your authenticity and like in just the divine feminine, divine masculine energy that you are, you give others the opportunity to show up in their truth as well, right? Like there's nothing wrong with you being loved just for who you are. You are perfect, right? And so not having to fake it or to put on like this mask or to try to make them feel comfortable or even holding yourself back because you don't know if it's going to be received wrong. Like it's no, it's like this is who I am and I'm standing here and I'm shining bright and either you're going to love me in all of my light or you're not my person. And I feel like a lot of you are starting to realize that, right? A lot of you are starting to stand up in your light and you're realizing, hey, this is my people and this is my tribe, and that's not, I'm no longer in alignment with that, right? And so it's reflecting on both sides. Very, very telling. Anything else in this deck, Mark? Okay. They want anything else before we go on to the next two? Amazing. All right. Look at that. Bottom of the deck, getting to know each other, right? As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And then we have deception, right? Someone is wearing a false mask, a false self mask in this relationship. This is what we're moving away from, right? This is where the twin flame collective is moving away from. Standing in your truth, standing in your authenticity. Take the mask off, right? Right? We're taking it off and we're letting people see us for who we truly are. Good, bad, or indifferent. Dark, light, right? Knowing like realizing that every part of you is important. Every aspect of you is what you right to where you are right now. You're not less than because you have shadow work to do, right? You're not less than because you're still struggling with your demons. You're not less than because you're not complete and whole yet in your mind, right? Because we are complete and whole in the eyes of the divine, but we judge ourselves, right? And so with this Virgo energy, which can be very critical and very judgmental, it's like, no, this isn't about judging myself. This is about being aware of myself and wanting myself to be better, right? I'm aware of where I need to do some shifts. I'm aware of where maybe my life isn't completely in alignment with my truth, with my path, right? And so I'm going to do my due diligence and do the work to get there. But I'm not going to shame myself for those things, right? I'm going to love myself through my healing. I'm going to love myself through my ascension. I'm going to love myself through my growth. I'm going to love myself through my involvement. I'm going to love myself as I figure out my soul contract is. And I'm holding space for my divine counterpart to do the same, right? And I'm like completely allowing them to hold space for me to do the same, right? We're pouring into each other's cups and no one is left empty. No one is left empty. We have to communicate, right? Really communicate. Again, putting it out there, being real about every part of yourself and knowing that it's dual-sided, right? Dual-sided. We're both being asked to do the same exact thing. Put yourself out there. Make an effort. Be real. Keep it a buck. All right? Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. Gaia, what do you want the twin flames to know with this beautiful new moon in Virgo? What do I need to know? What do I need to see? What messages do you have for them? Thank you, angels. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck, earth magic with the fairies. I love that. Connecting with nature, remembering the magic of this beautiful world that we're in, right? This 3D world that we're in. Really going outside, connecting with the trees, connecting with the grass, getting into water if you can, right? If you're not in a place right now where you can really go outside and get into nature, bring nature into your house, right? Get a plant, get some flowers, right? Maybe decorate with the little fairy charms, right? Put little gnomes out in your garden, whatever that is, to bring some magic back into your life, to really connect with the earth at this time and really ground your energies in. Dream time creation, right? So that makes a lot of sense as we're moving into a new moon because new moons are about manifestation. So what is it that you're envisioning, right? What is the vision that you're holding for your twin flame color, union, right? Or your spiritual union or divine union, however you choose to label it. But what is the vision that you're holding? And I'm not talking about the person, right? Because we get so caught up on this is my person, and we want to pigeonhole everything and label everything. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the energy. What is the energy of the union that you're looking for, right? I want to be with someone who sees me, who hears me, who respects me, who's going to support me. And I'm not talking about like financial support. I'm talking about like support your spirit, support your soul, right? Love you even on the times where you feel unlovable, when you're not even really loving yourself, right? Because you're doing the same thing for them, right? That is your person. They got your back. You know what I mean? Like you're not thinking twice about it. You don't have to worry about their loyalty. You don't have to question about their sincerity. You know that like if you don't hear from them, it doesn't trigger you because they may just be busy. Right? You know, like it's those types of things. So what is it that you're envisioning for this beautiful divine counterpart? I have a beautiful light worker friend of mine who has found someone who is incredible, right? And she is glowing and shining. And it's not because he made her glow and shine. She was already glowing and shining, and he is just there supporting the goddess within her. And she is there supporting the God within him. And the two of them together are just magnetic and marvelous and brilliant and luminous, right? And that energy is radiating out to everyone around them, everywhere they go, to their own personal tribes, as well as the things that they're doing together, right? Really manifesting growth and abundance and joy and peace within every aspect of their life, right? Just by showing up and being them, they manifested each other. They manifested a person who was going to hold space for them, who was on their path, who was doing their healing, who's stepping into their power, who has a greater vision for this world and for themselves, right? And then they got together. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. Every time I talk to her, I just love it. Like, I'm just like, rooting them on, you know what I mean? Because I'm so happy that she's found a person that sees her the way the rest of us see her, you know, sees the divinity in her, sees her sovereignty, sees her luminosity. And all she has to do is just be her and receive. And it's gorgeous, and I love it. I hope she's listening to this because I love it. Not surprising, grounding energy, right? We're in this earth energy. It is so imperative, and not just because we're in Virgo season and that's an earth sign, although that is important as well. The two messages here talking about the earth, it's really important for us to be grounded and connected so that we're centered always in our own energies, in our own space, so that when life is happening around us, it's not throwing us, right? Nothing's happening to us, things are happening for us. If the energies are shifting and the storms are coming, is because it's clearing out pathways, but we're unaffected by that. I always know when there are big energetic shifts going on because of the weather around me, right? And this morning, as I was doing readings, it was pouring. And I mean, pouring, pouring, pouring. It started up chill. It wasn't raining at first. My son and I went out for a walk this morning. We got to see a beautiful duck and just have a conversation by the water. There's like a little man-made lake over here. And then we came home and I started doing these readings, and it just started coming and coming and coming. And I'm like, oh, yes, baby, because I know what that means. There's more healing coming. There's more clearings coming. That's the purification energy, right? And I know and I'm not thrown off. I'm always open and welcoming these beautiful energies because I know it's going to serve our highest and greatest good. I know great things are going to come after we wash away the things that are no longer there, right? We wash away the things that we no longer need, right? So, really important to get grounded, to get centered. And again, if you can get outside into nature, do so. Do so, right? Hug a tree, do some earthing, right? Get your feet right in the soil. Maybe if you're a gardener, right? Get into your garden. If you can't get outside, once again, bring the earth inside, right? Getting into the water, whether that's a man-made lake or a real lake, a pond, a stream, a river, the oceans. Taking a salt bath if you're not able to do that, right? Whatever you can to really get grounded, really get connected. Working on your root chakra, right? Because that's our foundation of our seventh chakra system, right? So we really, as you want to do your Earth Star as well, which is below that, but you really want to get, sorry guys, little fly trying to cover my camera. You will not mess up this video. Um, but foods that ground you, potatoes, lettuces, yams, anything that grows in the ground right now is going to be really supportive to your energies and really supportive to you being grounded and centered, right? If you're eating meats, more organic meats, right? Grass-fed beefs, things like that, right, are really going to help your energetic body. We had a lot of light energy coming in, a lot of light codes coming in for the past few weeks. A few days ago, we had these huge solar flares, which were no joke. No joke, right? They were throwing technology off. People were having problems with their computers and their phones. And they're like, is it Mercury retrograde? And I'm like, no, it's just solar flares. You just got to wait it out. But that's massive light energy coming in. And as we're receiving all of that, right, we need to be really grounded and support and really grounded and supported and really rooted, right? The deeper the roots grow, the higher we can ascend, right? So as we're out here expanding and receiving all this beautiful light energy, right, we need to be really grounded. The trees that grow the tallest have really, really deep roots. So it starts by being really grounded, doing what you can to stay grounded. Maybe that's yoga, maybe that's Pilates, maybe that's your meditation, maybe that's your prayer, whatever it is for you, right? Make it a ritual and do it a lot. Do it daily. Green Man Synergy. You see a theme here, guys? You see a theme here, my beautiful twin flames? You guys really need to get connected with Gaia and this earth at this time. Really get connected with your own energies and really get connected with the one consciousness of this planet, right? We are all connected. From the pesky little fly here that's trying to annoy me during this reading, to all the trees, to the birds in the sky, to all the insects, right? We're all connected, and you guys are going to be picking up on these energies. And this is also the synergy energy is also the energy of you and your twin, right? You guys coming into alignment, you guys just feeling and being um on path, being in union, like finishing each other's sentences, the telepathic connections that you have just growing stronger, right? Knowing each other at such a deep soul level that it almost feels unreal, right? Oh my God, I'm sorry. The fairies card started moving, and I'm like, why? And look what was under it. New moon, promise. That is what we're moving towards with this beautiful Virgo new moon, right? Promise is fulfilled. And I love that because, look, we have wedding and make the effort, right? So all of these things are bringing you closer together. As you get grounded, as you get centered, as you connect more with Gaia, you're getting stronger and stronger in your own energetic field, my beautiful divine masculines and divine feminines. And that is putting you in synchronicity with the universe, which is putting you then in alignment with that higher, unconditional, divine love and partnership that you're really looking for. Again, for those of you that are already in union, it's just taking you to a deeper level, right? It's like falling in love all over again, right? Remembering the magic of your union. Remember the magic of what it was when you guys first got together, right? Beautiful. So beautiful. I'm getting like angel vibes thinking about it. I'm so happy for everyone. Thank you, Angel. Thank you guys for being here with me in the Twin Flame Collective. Get some final messages about what they need to know about this beautiful new moon in Virgo. Woo-hoo. Bottom of the deck, receiving from angels, shimmering wings of angels embracing with love. I'll tell you, big love energies come in. Big love energies come in. Love thy neighbors, we love ourselves, right? The first thing is loving yourself, realizing that you are loved, realizing that you are loved, right? Loved, loving, lovable, and love, right? And so just receiving that energy from the universe, knowing that the angels are surrounding you at all periods of time, wrapping you in their feathers, wrapping you in their arms, pouring divine light and love into you at every single moment, just so that you can remember the divinity and the luminosity and the sovereignty of your own being. So you're showing up in this world different, right? You realize that you deserve this love because you are this love, right? You literally deserve love and fulfillment and joy and peace just because you are you. You exist, right? You're a child of the Most High God. You don't have to go out here and earn God's love. It is who you are, right? And the more you come into the fullness of that, the more you come into the oneness of that, the more you allow the universe to pour that back into you, right? You start manifesting this divine love, right? You start manifesting someone who's really there for you, with you, about you, right? Just as you're doing it to them. We're so good about pouring into so many other people. Sometimes we forget how to have that pour back into us, right? This is about receiving that unconditional love, letting your arms be open, letting your hands be open, letting your heart be open, allowing yourself to just be loved in every single form that you can, and knowing that it's okay and that it's safe. Beautiful. We have soaring into joy, childlike wonder fills my life, right? So going out there and having fun, right? Remembering that this doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't need to be burdensome. It doesn't have to be a chore. It's about loving life, releasing the burdens, right? We're flying high here, right? We're just releasing the burdens of the labels. We're releasing the paradigms that we've been boxed into, right? We're getting cutting off the TV. We're not romanticizing some freaking Hollywood movie. No, we're creating our own romantic love story because we are the authors of our own books, right? We're the CEOs of our lives. We're taking the wheel, is it called the helm of the ship, right? And we're just in control of our own lives, and we're steering it towards our happily ever after, right? Steering it away from the past, away from the trauma, away from the burdens, away from the stories that we were told. And we're steering it towards our happily ever after, our forever joy, right? To going towards the things that just make us feel good every single day. I just saw 2727. Proceeding softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude. Again, new moon in Virgo, right? Virgo is about the hermit, solitude, going within, being one with your own energies, right? This might be just taking a time out, right? Going, it literally could just be like going to have a cup of tea with a friend, right? Maybe going to have an afternoon tea, going for a walk, going for a massage, right? Taking a bath. Anything that you can do is just give yourself a brain break. Maybe you're going to watch a movie, right? Whatever that means to you, showing up in your life, showing up fully in your life and giving yourself some time, knowing that this is an eternal game, right? There is no rush. You don't have to get it all done right now, right? I know that there's this pressure within societies where it's like, you need to be in a relationship, you need to be married, you need to have a kid at this time, you need to have this type of career, but that's who, right? Is that your path? This could be your path to be married in this lifetime, or it could be your path not to be married in this lifetime. This could be your path to have freaking a whole baseball team full of kids, and it could be in your path to not do that this lifetime. And nothing is right or wrong unless you're like moving against your own soul. Like, this is your soul contract. Not everybody wants to be a parent. Not everybody believes in marriage. So what? Right? So what? If it makes you happy to be with someone and not be married with them, fantastic. If you guys decide that you're in a relationship and you don't want to actually have physical children, but maybe you want to adopt some animals or just travel the rest of your days, so what? That's on y'all. Have fun, rock out. There's no need for you to feel guilt. No need for you to feel overwhelmed. I just saw this movie. What was it called? Wedding Season, right? And there was so much pressure put upon the main characters to be in a relationship that they decided to fake being in a relationship just so their parents would leave them alone so they could go do what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? Because it was like constantly being told like, you need to be married, you need to be married. And it's like, why? Because you are? Right? Why do I have to force myself to be married, especially to someone I may not even love? Why? Just because it'll make you feel better about my life? I ask people all the time, I'm like, what part of my life needs to make you happy in order for me to be good with it? None. This is my life. If you're not happy with something that's going on in my life, there's a door. Kick rocks, right? This is my life, my happily ever after. I'm the one that has to live with myself every day. I'm the one that has to live with this person every day if I decide that I'm going to marry them. So I'm not going to do it because you feel good about the union. I'm going to do it because I feel good about the union because that's my happily ever after. This is my forever, right? This is my divine counterpart. And if it's not working, then I'm going to move on. And if you're not comfortable with that, you can move on too, right? See you next lifetime. It really is that simple. Last card, and I'm glad I didn't see this until just now. Manifesting dreams. You cannot make this up. New moon and Virgo. What a new moon is about? Manifestations, right? This is you manifesting your divine partner, your divine union, your divine relationship. This is you creating the life that you really want to create for yourself. This is you showing up for you. This is you planting those beautiful seeds, right? And receiving the cornucopia of all of that. And part of that is divine love. And that love comes from loving yourself first and foremost. What are the things that you can do in your life to show the universe that you love yourself and that you deserve love, right? How are you showing up and loving yourself? Is it in the foods that you eat? Is it in the time you take for yourself? Is it in the books that you read? Is it in the things that you watch? Is it in the people that you spend time with, right? Are you taking care of your body? Are you taking care of your family? Are you taking care of your career? Right? Are you happy? Right? Are you happy? What makes you happy? Because it's not this other person, right? People can help bring like joyful moments into our lives, but they don't dictate what makes us happy. We have to do that, right? Joy is an inside thing, right? Something that is within us that cannot be taken away. That's an innate joy, right? Innate joy. So, what are you manifesting? Again, be really clear about what you want divine union to look like. And I'm not talking once again about specifics. Great if they're tall, dark, and handsome. Great if she's, like reminds you of what Cindy Crawford or Tyra Banks. That's great. That's fantastic. Yay, fantastic. But when you let go of the shallowness of the physical and you start focusing on the soul level, what do you really want, right? I know twin flames that huge age gaps couldn't be more in love, more supportive of each other. Couldn't be more magical when you're in their realm. I know twins that there's a huge language barrier. It's like, I barely understand what he's saying. I barely understand what she's saying. But the way that we feel about each other, I can't let this person go. Right? And then they learn. They figure it out. They learn each other's languages, right? Because it's deeper than that. Because it went beyond, hey, she's just really hot or he's just really hot. No, it went to something like, there's just something that we can't let go, right? I just can't let this person go. So hold on to that energy. Do you want to be seen? Do you want to be heard? Do you want to be respected, right? Is this person showing up for you, right, when you need them? Are they a good friend to you, right? Are you being a good friend to yourself? These are all the things to really ask and to get really clear on as you're moving forward. And sometimes we can only get those answers when we take that time to ourselves, for ourselves, within ourselves, right? We got to walk away and turn off the noise and turn off the ego and turn off the commentary of everyone around us who all thinks they know what's best for us and listen to our own soul, right? Listen to what our heart is telling us, right? Knowing that we deserve more, knowing that we deserve better. It doesn't matter what yesterday looked like. It doesn't matter how many times you screwed up or how many times you created that same storyline, right? If you see the storyline and you see the cycle is still spinning and you're still on that hamster wheel, are you willing to get off to do something different? Are you willing to get off and to really learn to fully love yourself so that you can be ready and open and willing to accept this beautiful divine partnership when it comes in? Right? That you're not going to push it away out of fear, out of thinking that you don't deserve it, out of wondering if there's a catch or if the shoe is going to drop or they have an ulterior motive. You know what I'm saying? Really holding on to those energies and being really clear, my loves, really, really clear. So, my beautiful twin flames, I'm going to leave it there. There's a lot of mirroring energy going on, making the effort, going to a higher level of commitment. But that starts with committing to yourself first, right? Committing to show up fully in this world, taking the mask off, being you, and knowing that just by being you, darkness and light, flaws or not, you are perfect. Perfect in your imperfections. And you deserve to be loved fully for who you are in this present moment. And knowing that you're still going to grow, you're still going to ascend, you're still going to evolve. And that's fine. So is your person. All just moving up. And sometimes we're together and sometimes we're not. But it doesn't stop the path, right? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. And I will see you guys soon. Later, my beloveds.